everybody. My name is Sally Creel and I want to welcome you to our first ever virtual Fly Girls RPV. So we are going to launch 2 different missions today. Before we get started though, I want to take a moment and say thank you to our sponsors. So this event could not happen without the generous support of Lockheed Martin. We also partner with FTW Robotics to make sure you guys have the equipment, and they help us with some of the challenges and help us understand what's going on. We partnered with Sept to make sure that we can provide you with some real world experiences and connections to what we're doing with drones. Today, one of our partners is Aerial Innovations, and she's actually going to speak to you about what she does with drones. I'm not going to tell you any more than that. That's going to be a surprise. And then we're coming out of the Cobb County School District. So we're excited that we have students from all different districts that are joining us, but the team that runs this comes out of the Cobb County Schools. So we wanted to start off for a second and help you understand why Fly Girls. Why do we do this event? Well, we do it simply because your future matters to us. You're important to us. If we take a look at Fly Girls and we look at, boys and girls in school, when we look at their achievement scores, boys and girls are equal on how they score on standardized assessments or tests that they take. They score equally well. When we look at how boys and girls participate in high-level math and science classes in high school, again, the participation is pretty equal. They both do really well in high school. But when we start looking at the job market and what actually happens out in the real world, we're noticing a difference. We're noticing that if you take a look at this little infographic that we have right here, minority women comprise fewer than 1 in 10 employed scientists and engineers. So let's take a look at what I'm showing you. You have 10 different pilots pictured here on the screen. 7 of them are male out of any given 10. 7 of them are male, 3 of them are female, but only 1 of those females is a female of color. So we want to change that. We want to make sure that our girls have options and opportunities for the future. When we look at degrees that people that do decide to go to college and pursue advanced degrees, we're noticing that there are fewer women earning degrees in computer science and engineering. If we look at mathematics, the numbers are getting pretty close there, so that's exciting to see. If you had to imagine what a molecular scientist looks like, what do you think one looks like? Close your eyes for a second and just think. You got an image in your head? Are you ready? Do you want to see a molecular scientist? Let me show you a molecular scientist. This is Raven the Science Maven, and she is a molecular scientist. Is that what you were thinking? Probably not. Scientists, engineers, computer scientists, all of them can look really differently, and all people have the options and opportunities to take on these careers. Let's hear a little bit from Raven the Science Maven.
Lysol, wipe it down, Clorox, wipe it down, Lysol, wipe it down, Clorox, wipe it down, wash your body, wash your hair, and wash your hands too. Get some soap, scrub it down, and show me how you do it. Lysol, wipe it down, Clorox, wipe it down, Lysol, wipe it down, Clorox, wipe it down, wash your body, wash your hair, and wash your hands too. Get some soap, scrub it down, and show me how you do it. I ain't trying to catch the virus, you can call me on my wallet. Scientist up in the lab all day, and we've been working tireless. Quarantine, that's the thing, when we're making vaccines, cause you ain't gon' catch me slipping on no breathing machine. We gotta cancel everything, yup, cancel everything. Hold it down in your house, call it social distancing. Get out each other's space, limiting the visiting. Let me tell you what we know about COVID-19. It's a virus with a corona, a crown like a queen. Spreads around in crowds, infects human beings. Little droplets that form in coughs and sneezes. Worse than learning about the new diseases. Take a bath and rap like Joe Simmons. Rev run on a treadmill, work your fitness. Do what you gotta do, don't pass the sickness. Just stay up in your house and mind your business. Lysol, wipe it down, Clorox, wipe it down, Lysol, wipe it down, Clorox, wipe it down, wash your body, wash your hair, and wash your hands too. Get some soap, scrub it down, and show me how you do it. Lysol, wipe it down, Clorox, wipe it down, Lysol, wipe it down, Clorox, wipe it down, wash your body, wash your hair, and wash your hands too. Get some soap, scrub it down, and show me how you do it.
All right, I really want to sing that song, but I don't think I could sing it like she would, so I'm not going to even try. That was pretty awesome though, wasn't it? Alrighty, let's get to know the team. So we have a team that's been working behind the scenes to get you guys ready and have this event and all the materials ready for you today. So I'd like to introduce the team. We have Alana Davis. She's the Professional Learning Specialist for Science for Cobb County Schools. We have Erin Harris. She is the STEM lab teacher at Smyrna Elementary School. Tanya Pachuta. Tanya is the professional learning specialist for STEM and innovation for Cobb County. Dr. Tamika Grizzle is the innovation specialist serving Mableton Elementary School. I'm Sally Creel. I'm the STEM and innovation supervisor for Cobb County Schools. We have John Wilhoit, who's with SEPCA, and SEPCA is the Construction Education Foundation of Georgia, and they work to make sure that students understand careers and opportunities that exist in that world. And then we also have Alexa Dean. Alexa Dean is the innovation specialist at Pittner Elementary School. So let's get ready and learn about your very first mission.
Hey, Fly Girls, it's Mrs. Dean here. We couldn't be more excited to get another Fly Girls event going for you all. One of the best things about this Fly Girls event is that you can complete the challenges from the comfort of your own home. I'm super pumped about this first challenge, the Drone Video Challenge. Your challenge is this. You are entering an amateur film festival in the under 30 seconds category. You will use your drone to capture video footage for your short film. You may want to consider using video editing software such as iMovie, Adobe Spark Video, Vimeo, or any other video editing software of your choice. No need to purchase anything. Use what you can find for free. Remember, your drone camera attachment will not capture audio, so consider if you want to add audio narration or music to your video footage. Consider the message and tone you would like to convey to your audience. Most importantly, have fun. There are some things you'll want to consider. Video footage must be captured by your drone camera attachment. Any people captured in the video footage must provide consent. That means you must have their permission. You'll need to observe copyright laws. So if you're using additional videos that you didn't create, images, or anybody else's audio, you'll need consent as well. Remember, drone flying rules, you can't fly any higher than an altitude of 400 feet. Your drone may not fly in a controlled airspace, so be sure to check out the Before You Fly app. And video should not exceed 30 seconds. Here's a quick example I made for my school, Pittner Elementary. That was a lot of fun to make, but I cannot wait to see what you all come up with. I know you're much more creative than I can be. Don't forget to check out the Fly Girls website for all the details about this event. Now go get to work.
Oh, nice. Sounds exciting.
Girls, if you want to type your questions in the chat, go ahead and do that because we're going to be monitoring the chat so you can let us know that way if you have a question as well.
And Jaya has a question.
Is it a challenge?
Is it a challenge? That's a good question. So we can use the word challenge. It's not really a competition, but it's more of an event that you can choose to participate in. So we're challenging you to get creative and wow us with what you're able to come up with.
Ooh, what can you do when your drone isn't working properly? That is a wonderful question. We do have a help desk, and we'll show you how to get to the help desk a little later. So if you have any trouble with that, you can reach out to us, and we'll definitely help you with that. All right, Chelsea, is your hand raised?
Yes, so me and Abigail are sisters, so should we do different ones or like one?
I think it's up to either one of you. You could have your own collaborative film, or you could just do your each individual.
Okay, thank you.
Either one is great with us, so whatever makes y'all happy. All right, so how many of you have ever made a movie before? How many people on the screen have ever made a movie? All right, a little bit maybe. How many have ever made a movie using aerial photography? Oh, look, Wendy's hand is raised. Alexa's hand is raised. All right. Well, I'm going to use this as an opportunity to introduce our keynote speaker. We actually brought someone to come and speak with you today. We have Wendy Whitmore. She's the owner and CEO of Aerial Innovations in the Southeast. She is it's an aerial photography company. She grew up in Pittsburgh and studied photography at the University of Dayton, and then she started taking photographs from helicopters and airplanes. Then when she moved to Atlanta in 2000. Over the next 20 years, she spent time learning everything she could about aerial photography, and she started her own company in Nashville. She started flying drones in 2015 after one of her clients asked her to do some drone photography. She is one of the first female drone pilots in Middle Tennessee and flies projects for construction companies and real estate developers. She still loves to fly in helicopters, and when she can, she relies on her drone team to do the most difficult shots for her. In 2018, she was able to buy the company in Atlanta that she used to work for. How cool is that? So now she travels between Nashville and Atlanta doing her work. So we have Wendy Whitmore with us this morning, and she's actually going to speak to you a little bit about what she does as a drone pilot. Wendy, let me make you a co-host so that you can share.
And thank you all for having me. This is so exciting. I wish I would have had this when I was your age, because I didn't know there was such thing as aerial photography until, 2000, which seems really long ago for y'all, but most of us some of us on this call remember it very well. So, all right, I'm going to share my screen now, and I've been doing this a lot with my employees and my class that I teach. So let me go to present. Okay. Can everybody see the logo and my name?
Yes.
Looks good? Okay. So as Dr. Creel said, my name is Wendy Whitmore, and I'm the owner founder of Aerial Innovations Southeast. And we love our logo as well. It's a little fly girl with a helicopter rotor coming out of her back. But we don't have to wear that. We can get in the helicopter or we can fly our drones. So what is Aerial Innovations? Well, like Dr. Creel said, we're a professional photography company. And I love that Dr. Grizzle mentioned STEAM, because for me, the arts is really part of what you can do as a job, including your math and technology and engineering. So photography is perfect for that because there's a lot of digital technology you have to learn, and there's a lot of math involved with it. You have to understand framing and editing and frame rates and lots of stuff. So I love STEM, but I also love STEAM as well. Our clients are people like the Sept that they work for, construction companies that build big things, and I'm going to show you some pictures about that in a minute. So my clients use the pictures to help their businesses to monitor their projects and also to market their services. So you could also become a marketer. You can become a creative artist or videographer, and there's a lot of ways that you can use drone video and photography for that. So again, I came back to I came back to Atlanta in 2018, and right now we have 7 photographers and 5 drone pilots, including myself. I am a certified drone pilot for about 3 years now. I'm not the best pilot. I use my team for a lot of stuff, but I do some small jobs. So what is a day in the life of the photographer like? Well, we could find ourselves anywhere. We could be on a construction site shooting for contractors that are doing concrete pours or putting up steel, or sometimes we've even photographed them lifting big units up on top of buildings with helicopters. So we get to do a lot of really neat stuff. Or we might be on a drone shoot. We have several drones. We use DJI. We have an Inspire 1, Inspire 2, and we've also got some Phantoms and little Mavics. Or we could be in a helicopter or airplane taking photographs from the air. The reason why we use the helicopters and airplanes, and I love that you're learning about the FAA regulations, is there's sometimes we can't fly with a drone. If we're shooting on an airport or if we have to go higher than 400 feet, we might have to use a helicopter or an airplane. So Atlanta has been a boom for us because there's so much building, and y'all probably see that when you travel around and and drive downtown, and even your schools are probably new. So the company in Atlanta actually started in 1991 when they were building the Georgia Dome. So we actually have photographs of the Georgia Dome under construction, and then we also have it when it imploded. So it's kind of a neat way to show our scope of work, that we can photograph these buildings all through their life cycle. So some of the other things that we've taken pictures of that you might be familiar with, we have been photographing the Atlanta Aquarium since it was originally built, and we just finished doing the new shark exhibit. So I think that's going to be a really fun thing to go see. Hopefully it'll be open during COVID. We also we shoot a lot at Hartsfield Airport. So if you go to the airport at any time and you drive under those big canopies, we photograph that once a month during construction so the teams could monitor it. And then we also got to shoot it at night when it was lit up. So those photographs we did take from a helicopter because we have to talk to the airplane tower or the airport tower to get permission. We love flying over Six Flags. It's always neat to see Six Flags. And sometimes we get to catch rainbows and rainstorms when we're flying as well. So it's always neat to see the Earth from above, and it's never a dull day when we get to fly. So I have 2 videos to show. I'm going to start with this one because this is kind of like your challenge, your first challenge, which is going to be making a drone video. So these clips were all shot in Atlanta, and some of them might seem that they are, high or in locations, but everything we shoot is done within the FAA regulations. So again, that's a good point to do. So I'm going to go ahead and share this.
And this is a good example of what the video would look like without sound, right? So that'll give them a good idea of what it looks like without sound, if they decide not to add sound.
I see that you're doing long shots where you're not like turning and moving a lot. Is that something you recommend to capture, or you have to share computer audio when it starts?
Were you all able to see the movie and hear the music?
We were able to see the movie. We didn't hear any music.
Oh, okay. It was really loud in my ear set. So if you were asking me questions, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, and I hope I can make this. Okay, so I got to be on the news one time. So it's pretty exciting. Now this was filmed in Nashville, and I hope you can hear it. So let's see.
It's documented these days from the sky with battery.
You can't hear it? Okay.
We do drones. Long before drones, however, a Nashville woman used a helicopter or airplane to get those important pictures. She's still at it. News 4's Terry Bolger was with her today.
For 17 years, she's been the CEO of a company always ready for liftoff. Blast off for Wendy Whittemore started 17 years ago. She had the foresight to see how photos from the sky could one day help the ever-changing Nashville.
There was a need there for consistent documentation from the air.
Taking pictures from up high to help new construction figure out where they could put the next new building. She called her place Aerial Innovations.
When I came to Nashville, very few people were doing aerial documentation.
She saw opportunity and jumped, or actually flew at it.
I'm CEO and flight commander of Aerial Innovations.
The business has grown, has a team of pro pilots now in a new world where everyone is learning to fly too. In 2003, it was planes and helicopters till the drone came along. You can see over time how the skyline changed and how times keep changing too.
As a woman in several industries that are male-dominated, including construction, aviation, photography, we do stand out as a woman-owned business.
Exceeding limitations with those great photographs.
We grew up with you can be anything. And someone said, what is it like to be a woman-owned business? I said, well, I don't know what it's like to be anything else.
Terry Bolger, News 4.
My 15 seconds of fame. Thank you. Thank you. So that's what I do for a living. And I hope that one day, and he was wrong, 2003 was the wrong date. It was 2013 if you're doing your drone math. But drones are very new. And yeah, hopefully one day y'all can fly with me, or maybe, start your own business.
That is amazing. All right, so now we have an opportunity for you guys to ask Miss Wendy any questions that you might have about what she does as a drone pilot and as an owner of a company, actually an owner of two companies, one in Nashville and one in Atlanta.
I've got a great question in the chat that says, does anyone know the permitted age to have your license?
I'm not sure about that. I know you can get a pilot's license at 16, but you can fly in an airplane or helicopter and learn before you're 16. So you might have to be 16 to fly to get your drone pilot's license. But I'm not sure about that. That's a good question to look up.
I don't know the answer either. 16 is standing out in my head when we've researched this in the past.
Any other questions? My day-to-day now is not as exciting as all of that, honestly. I mostly do paperwork and talk to clients and talk to vendors and get my team set up, but I still really enjoy seeing them fly, and I love to see the pictures and the video. Every time they come back from a shoot, I can't wait till they get the pictures on the computer.
So my question for you was about some of the shots that I saw in the movie that you showed us. It looked like you were doing long, slow pans of things or long, slow shots. So when we're out here shooting our footage with our drones, I know me personally, I'm like wanting to like turn mine constantly and move and do different things. What do you recommend? Like what makes the best kind of shots?
Well, there's a few things that we do to our drones. For one thing, the first thing we do is we slow everything down. Our drones have a lot of options to change speeds and things, even on how the camera turns. So we've made it so that the camera turns really slow, because what you don't want is to have a herky-jerky movements. Then we also don't want to have, when we move now you guys don't have sticks and things, you probably have your phone, but we slow down. If we push forward to go forward in our drone, we slow that down too. So what we want is very slow movements. And sometimes I tell my team, you don't have to fly the drone. You can let the action play out for you. So if we're doing some filming of a concrete pour or an event or something, we'll just let the drone stay still, and then the activity can do its own thing. So yeah, you want to take it slow for sure, and that limits your risk for crashes and things too.
I may have done that more than once.
Does the Parrot, it's Mambo, right? Does it have the ability to, do y'all know if it has the ability to slow down those?
I don't know about slowing it down like that. So I think it's just in how you maneuver, like I think that's what the pilots, we're going to have to work on that as our pilots, how fast we try to move the controls. But I don't think we have that capability in that one. I think Wendy's drones might be a little bit more sophisticated than our drones might be.
Yeah, but you'll get there. You start slow. So Dr. Grizzle had an interesting question. What was our most exciting job? Has anyone been by the Braves Stadium lately? Have you seen that big tower that's going up?
No.
We got to shoot that a lot of different times. We did some time lapse. We've flown drones, and we actually got to go to the top of the tower and shoot from off the tower. Now that tower is actually over 400 feet, but we were able to get permission to go above it because you can go, if you're near a structure, you can go over 400 feet as long as you stay close to it. So that was probably one of our most exciting jobs that we've done recently.
Wendy, that's so cool that you were working on that. We were actually there with the governor's office this past week. That's an elevator company that's building, basically testing shafts for elevators. They're out in Florida.
What you see now, the elevators are going to go up and down in there, and they're going to test even elevators, I think, that go sideways too. I'm not real sure about that, but
I actually saw some of your work.
Thank you.
Yeah, you look great.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much. And I'll be available through Dr. Creel. And, if anybody has more questions.
I think there was one more that said, have you done any drone racing?
We have not. But I do know some of my pilots have done it. And I work with a college up here too, Middle Tennessee State University. And some of those students, they build their own drones and they do some racing as well. For me, that's a little, I don't know. I like the video aspect and the film aspect. I'm not really the racer, but it can be really fun.
All right.
We also had someone, oh, sorry, Dr. Creel. We also had someone ask if you offer internships.
We do on occasion. Obviously with COVID, it's kind of difficult. We like to, most everybody's working outside the office. They go to their shoot and then they do their ingestion and production at home. But I have had interns in the past, and I've had people that do social media interns and photography internships and video internships. Mm-hmm.
All right, very cool. All right, thank you so much for sharing that. That was amazing.
Yeah.
We're going to go back. Anybody want to learn about hey, let's give a big hand before I forget to Miss Whitmore. Yay. Okay, now we're going to go back and we're going to get to see our second mission, because we're giving you guys 2 missions this time as part of this part of our, oh, hold on a second. Let me go back and be the host. Oops. Wendy, can you make me the host again? I think you have to do it this time. I don't know how this is working.
While you guys are adjusting that, I was looking at the app to fly our drones, and there are some speed adjustments that you can make to vertical speed and rotational speed.
So yeah, that. Now we're on to mission 2.
Hey Fly Girls, you have your drone, you've learned to program it, you've played with it, but now what? Well, how about creating your very own drone obstacle? If you have ever watched a drone competition, then you know flying your drone or programming your drone through an obstacle course is the most exciting part. Here's an example. All right, so here's your mission. Your STEAM challenge is to build your very own drone obstacle prototype. So get ready to be creative, but most of all, have fun.
Zoom share is to create your own drone obstacle. So I'm going to stop sharing for a second, and we are going to do some Q&A about what you just heard and what questions you might have about this challenge. Anybody? So a couple of things. First thing, remember I told you guys are getting a box in the mail, so you're going to be looking for a box. And in your box, you're getting a field guide that you can it has grid or graph paper inside, so you can sketch out your ideas for your drone obstacle. So when you get that, that's one of the things that we were hoping that you would use is your field guide to kind of draft out some ideas. The other thing is we don't want you to spend a lot of money to create an obstacle. So we're going to look for items around the house that we might be able to repurpose. You saw in Dr. Grizzle's video, someone had used a pool noodle as one of their obstacle pieces. So it was one of those. All right. So what are some of your questions? Ooh, Vivian said, do we have to do both missions or can we choose? You can choose. You can choose to do one or the other, whatever one makes you happy, whichever one you're interested in, or you could do both. But we're giving you a choice of either one. Jenna said she wants to do both. All right, sounds good. All right, questions. Anybody have any questions? All right, Lanika asked, are there any materials that we could use for the obstacles, that can be used for the obstacles? You can use anything that you have around or that you have access to, or someone that would be willing to work with you to help you build it. So let's say that you have someone in your house that likes to do a lot of woodworking and you have leftover scraps. My neighbor just built a deck across the street and they've got a bunch of scrap wood over there. I bet you I could use some of the scrap wood to kind of build an obstacle out of that. So anything recycled would be amazing. Yes. Ooh, is there a due date for these challenges? Yes, we're getting to that next. Dr. Grizzle, anything you want to share?
Yeah, so the point of the obstacle is, again, just to be creative. Use newspaper, tape, books that you don't use anymore, rip it apart. So just anything you can find. And one of your cheaper options would be like, the dollar store, or, get some boxes. So just, don't stress over not having enough materials. Look around your house. I know you have something you're not using, pencils, pens, whatever. Make it work.
Yeah, the goal is to try to, if we put a dollar amount on it, I would not want to spend any more than $10. That would be the maximum amount. So again, try to get creative, try to think through some things. We do have some people that would be available if you're struggling, like let's say you're trying to build something and it keeps falling over. We do have some teachers that actually work in some of our construction pathways throughout the district in Cobb County. They'll be part of our help desk. So if you need help with something like that, you can reach out to us and I'll show you how to get to the help desk in just a moment. The first thing that we're going to show you next, though, is how do you submit your projects and when are they due? So are you guys ready to see that part? Oh, is it Julia Crummel? I think she asked, do you have to film your drone going through the obstacle? No, you don't have to film your drone going through the obstacle, but you could. That could be part of your film festival. So you guys have the option to do it however you want to. Will our drone be able to fly over something dangerous? I don't know that we want to fly over something dangerous. First things first, you need to have permission. So remember the things that we talked about. When you're filming something, you need to have permission, or you're going, yes, let's watch out for birds. And if you are outdoors filming, you do want to have an adult or someone around that your parents have given you permission to go into this area and do that videoing. So you do want to coordinate with your parent or guardian, and so that we're making sure that we're doing this as safely as possible. But if you do want to film a location, because it was really cool, I was inspired by the images that I saw from Ms. Whitmore. So if you do want to film something on a location, you might be able to talk to a business owner to find out if you have permission to go there. All right, any other questions about where to film and that kind of stuff? Okie dokie. Let's talk about submitting. So how do you submit?
All right, it's me, Alana D, coming to you with some submission info. After you're done completing your missions, whether you choose to do one or both, we have a designated place for you to upload those. So the first thing you're going to do is open the Google Drive link that we provided for you here, or you can scan this QR code, which will take you directly to the link. You're going to click on the mission folders that you see, and inside that folder you're going to see your name. You're going to open up the folder that has your first initial and last name, and in that mission 1 folder you're going to upload a headshot for us and your video clip. You're going to repeat the same steps for mission 2. So let me just walk you through what that looks like. You're going to click on the Google Drive link. Here are 2 mission folders. You're going to click on mission 1 and find your name. You're going to open that folder up, and here is where you will upload your video. Now you'll click on new and file upload, and that will help you to select your video clip, your headshot, and your obstacle competition submission as well. If you have any questions, we are going to be emailing you guys out a little 1-pager to help you remember the steps of submission. Don't forget to reach out if you need some help still.
All right, so that's how we're going to be submitting it. So you'll have a link. Everything will be linked off of the website. We'll also send you an email to the same email address that we've been communicating with you, so you knew how to get on this chat for today. It'll come from Miss Harris. So you'll see that when she sends that out. So you guys will be looking for those emails, and we'll have all the links on there. We'll also post everything on the website for you. So parents, don't worry if you can't find an email, or students, if you can't find the email from your parent that day, we'll have everything on the website for you. Okay, so here we go. Now then the last thing was, how do you get help? So how do we get help? So let's go look at how you can get some help.
Hi Fly Girls, my name's Tanya Pachuta and I work for Cobb County Schools. I'm here to tell you today what you can do if you need support with one of your challenges. The first thing that you'll do is navigate to the Fly Girls website. Once on here, you'll scroll down to where it says Need Support, Contact the Drone Help Desk. Here you'll click Request Support, and we ask that you fill out this form. Once you fill it out, please give us about 1 business day to get back in touch with you to schedule a live support session with one of our support team members. We'll do that live session through Zoom, and we require that you have a parent or guardian present with you during that support session. So to fill out this form, it's very easy. You just put your email address, your name, your grade level, and a brief issue of what you're having. Perhaps your drone's not connecting right, or you need some ideas for completing one of the challenges. Anything that you need to talk to someone to get a little bit of a head start with, as well as putting down any days and times that are best for you, and we'll attempt to schedule your session at that time. You'll also check here agreeing that a parent or guardian will be present with you during the session. Some optional comments can be added, and then you hit submit. And then I will email you, given the email address that you gave here, to let you know what times we have available and who you will be meeting with. If you have any questions, feel free to let us know. Thank you.
Alrighty, so that's how we have a help desk that will give you some information that you will need. Zoom share. Information that you will need to actually be able to complete any of your challenges. So if you do need help, we are here to help you with that. So let's just review what is the timeline and what's due. So our launch is today. Woo, we've launched our event. Yay, you know what your challenges are. You have 2 different challenges. Mission 1 is your video film festival that's 30 seconds long. Mission 2 is to create an obstacle. So, and you get to create and design your obstacle. We also want you to do some detailed notes on how you built your obstacle, what you created it with, and maybe even submit a sketch of your prototype as part of that. And then, so you've got time right now to design. For the next month or so, you're going to spend time actually working through your design. And then we are going to have a landing on October the 10th. So on October the 10th, we are going to have another video chat opportunity like this on a Saturday morning from 10 to 11. And we are going to watch our film fest. So we're going to watch the films, the videos that you guys submit as part of our film fest. And we're going to take a look at the obstacles that you guys have created. So it's all going to be a whole showcase day looking at everything that you guys have done and what you were able to accomplish over the last month. And if you do one of the challenges, great. If you do both of the challenges, great. If you don't get a chance to finish a challenge, but you still want to tune in, great. We're fine with any of those things. We just want you to be a part of this event with us. Alrighty. So I mentioned to you that you guys have some stuff coming in the mail. So in your mail, you will be looking for the box that I showed you. You're going to get a field book that you're actually going to be sketching and doing your designs in and kind of working through. You're going to have the camera that goes on top of the drone that we gave you guys at the first time you did a Fly Girls event with us. And then you have some surprises in there. I'm not telling you what the surprises are. You'll see, but they're fun. Because it's got to be fun. I mean, we're Fly Girls. We got to have fun with this, right? So just know that that's coming for you. Now then, let me tell you about some future missions that we have coming up for you. stop sharing right there. Alrighty, so now I have you guys back up on my screen. We do have a new mission. So these are your first 2 missions. There will be more missions coming the end of November. So we're going to give you some missions the end of November to work on through December, and then we will probably have a landing in January. So while you guys are out on break, you'll have the opportunity to work on those new missions over the winter holidays. So we are ready to launch our Fly Girls event. How many of you guys are ready and excited to get started? Let me see some hands in the air. Woo! All right, I know it's nerdy. Okay, now speaking of nerdy, this is the next thing we're gonna do. We are gonna take a selfie of all of you guys on the screen. So I'm trying to get this as big as I can get it. Hold on one second. Here you are. Let me get it bigger. There we go, maximize that. All right, so I'm gonna get everybody ready. Get your best selfie face ready because I'm gonna take a picture of you and we are going to capture that. So let's do the first one because I only have some of us on the screen right now. So I'm gonna do the first one and then we're gonna do another one. All right, so that was our first one. Let me save it. And let me do one more. Hold on one second. I gotta save it first. Yeah, that'll work. Save. All right, let me get the rest of the girls so I can see everybody on here. There we go. Here are the rest of the girls. Everybody on there. All right, get your little faces up. Hold on one second. I'm waiting for all the faces to come through.
Did we lose Dr. Creel again?
I think she's just muted, actually.
Oh, okay.
All right, I think I'm back now. Can y'all see me now? Yes, you lost me for a minute. The joys of being at home, I'm telling you. All right, so we smiled. We did that part. All right, here we go. So last screen share. We did our selfie time. So now it is time officially. It is our launch day. We are launched, and that is the end of our first Fly Girls RPV mission. Thank you guys so much for bearing with my technical difficulties as my computer kept losing signal, but you know, it's life. That's what happens, right? We could not be more excited to have you guys join us. We still have, let me stop sharing for a second. We have a hand raised. I saw. Kayla, you had a question?
So for example, when we get the drone camera, or if we do we keep the drone camera or do we eventually give it back?
Nope, it's yours. Just like the drone is yours, the drone camera is yours. All righty, so that is all for you. That was a great question. Everything in the box is yours. When we give you stuff through Fly Girls, it's yours to keep. So you don't have to give anything back. All right, young ladies and future pilots, or you're existing pilots, but maybe, videographers. That's right, you're gonna be aerial photographers. That's what we all are. So thank you guys so much for a great day. We're gonna stop right here. I don't know if I'm frozen or not.